We're on our way into the clinic right now to figure out to have our first ultrasound. So the number to beat, last time at this point we had 10 on the left and 5 on the right, but only 4 were mature. So those are the numbers to beat. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we just had our appointment. Ian's like skulking in the background. We had our appointment and we have, what do we have? Six mature follicles. Sorry, I'm trying to like open doors and
11.
Okay, we got into the car. So we have 6 mature and about 11 immature follicles. So that gives us about one more extra follicle than we had last time. Last time we ended up with almost the exact number of mature follicles that we had on our 7-day scan. So for me, sort of in my head, I'm gonna stick with the 6 number, and if any of those extras happen to catch up, great, and if not, great. What are you thinking? You're not thinking?
Trying not to.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want it to be more.
Me too.
Than last time.
But maybe it'll be less of better quality. You know, like maybe this 6 is just such good quality that my body couldn't create anymore because it's just exhausting to create eggs of that amazing quality.
Amazing quality. And like we've been told 14 or 15 times now, it only takes 1.
Oh my God, we get it. It takes 1. But geez, man, do you know how many eggs I'm going to have to make 1 good egg? Anyway, that's where we're at. I need to start drinking Gatorade and whatnot.
Coconut water. Which is the world's grossest liquid.
I'm a little bit worried that my chest infection's coming back because I'm a bit gurgly, so I need to call my family doctor. I called her. She refused to do anything about it.
I got to deal with parking dick.
Oh, I hate parking guy. Okay, so this guy is the most unhappy parking guy. You got to see him. I'll see if I can. Hold on.
He works in a very small
Hold on. Can you see him?
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, no problem.
Have a nice day.
Take care.
We like to play a game of how many times can we tell this guy to have a nice day or say thank you to him, where he just doesn't acknowledge it at all. So our have a nice days get more and more emphatic with every appointment we have, and he never returns them. There's never a time where he's like, yeah, you too, I hope you have a great day. And you'd think as a guy that works in a parking lot with a whole bunch of crazy hormonal women, he might be a touch friendlier, but he's not. Okay, so my family doctor refused to treat my chest infection. She told me to go back to the fertility clinic because she's an idiot.
Actually, she said, you should probably see a doctor.
You should talk to a doctor about that. The fertility clinic told me to go back to my family doctor because they only deal with uteruses. Uteri. And ovaries. So I now have to go back to my family doctor and say, like, what's happening. But there's conversations about, like, your lungs are more important than this cycle. You need to make sure you get that under control and call us and let us know what happens, and we'll talk about the future of your cycle, and it'll probably be okay, but we just need to make sure the type of antibiotics they give you are all right. And it's like, yeah, that's cool that my lungs are more important, and I get that on like a logical, intellectual level, but my lungs, I don't have $10,000 to invest into my ovaries for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I would rather risk a bit of a chest infection and a longer recovery on the back end, but we'll see. Do you know how I know that the meds are working? I just undid my pants at work. My pants are undone. In the office. I'm that guy that has, like, undone jeans at my desk. Charming. So I just got off the phone with this stupid clinic. And, so I'm sick. I have, like, a throat, chest, something. And I thought maybe I had a little bit of pneumonia back from being sick, so I mentioned it. And they told me to go to my family doctor, so I went to my family doctor who wanted to put me on some steroids. So she told me to call the fertility clinic and make sure it's okay. So I did. Sorry, I've got like the Stims crazy rockin'. Anyway, there's a spider in my car. So turns out if you have an infection, an active infection, it's really bad for your follicles. So they kind of want to cancel my cycle completely. And that's not, obviously not ideal. You know, I have 6 good follicles, and I'm so afraid that if we let them go, I won't do well again, and we lose a bunch of money. And I mean, it would only be a month before we can start again. I could stay on the Lupron, but anyway, I don't know what's gonna happen. We agreed to wait until Saturday. I had a chest x-ray today. We agreed to wait until Saturday to see what the chest x-ray shows, and if it's pneumonia again, or if I get any sicker, or if I get any more. So the only symptom I have is a cough, obviously, and if I get any more symptoms, then it's done. This stuff is really hard to deal with when you're hopped up on crazy hormones. It's hard enough to deal with anyway. Like, it's none of this is fun. Nobody does this and has a really rockin' good time. But when you're on the max doses of freaking everything, you're a little fried emotionally. And you're talking to the doctor and you're trying to be a reasonable person. And I'm driving and, like, I'm trying not to do this on the phone with him because I don't want to do this on the phone with him. And, like, every word that comes out is like, ugh. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Shit. Okay. I'm a little less cryy now. So, I'm going to acupuncture in case our cycle moves forward. You know, I don't know. I'm going to acupuncture in case our cycle moves forward. Ian's going to go with me because I find that afterwards I'm a little bit wonky and driving is maybe not the safest. So I'm just swinging by to grab him now, and then we're going to go do that. I don't know. I'm waiting. I called my family doctor to let them know that I need to know what the results are of the chest x-ray, like, immediately, because I may need to cancel my IVF cycle. But my doctor's gone for the day, so I'm not going to have those results today, probably tomorrow morning. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to do it. Like, okay, look, in all honesty, if it was just me, if it was just going to hurt me, if it was just going to damage me, I would fight through it and go, look how well I am. I feel great. I have no cough. I have no symptoms. I'm fine. I actually just made it up because I like talking about having a cough for some reason. But if it's really going to hurt the follicles, if that's really the situation and they're going to be damaged, they're already at a pretty significant handicap as it stands with all the endometriosis. If this is the last go I have with my own eggs, is it really worth the risk for a couple $1,000s and a month of waiting time? I know I have to do Stims all over again, but so what? So what? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I haven't seen Ian yet. We haven't had a chance to really talk about it. We talked about it like super fast on the phone, but he's at work and he doesn't have time to talk about it, so I don't even know where his head's at. And I don't know. I feel like there's no point in continuing if it's just going to make bad embryos. But at the same time, I feel like canceling now at this point in the cycle is such a freaking waste. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Tomorrow we'll have the chest x-ray. Saturday we'll have the ultrasound. In the meantime, I stopped by my mom's, like, that's whose driveway I was in while I was hysterical earlier. And she had it's a little Italian, this is my chin, like, super close up, but it's a little Italian pepper. And her friend, they're like good luck, and her friend had somebody's cousins, uncles, ministers, somebody bless it for me. And, like, that's really nice. Shockingly, I cried, because that's new. And I would like to tell you an embarrassing story, because I know that when I was in Stims, it made me feel better to know that other people were crazy. So this is the embarrassing story of the day. So I walked out of my office, and there's a guy standing at my car, and at the very back window, he has a pack of cigarettes on, like, the little windshield wiper thing, and he's writing a note. And I'm like, oh my God, that guy hit my car. So I go over, and super aggressively, I'm like, can I help you with something? And he's like, no. I was like, well, you're on my car. He's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, no, you are. You're on my car. What can I do for you? And he's like, no, I'm not. And I look, and like immediately behind that car is the same car, like identical, same year, same color, same make, same model, so like not totally far off, parked immediately beside it in a big parking lot, and that's my car. So he was in fact not on my car, and I didn't necessarily apologize. I more just like ran away from him. So if you know some guy who's complaining about some crazy girl yelling at him in a parking lot about his car, you can let him know that I'm very sorry. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm in my parking lot, and I just got totally busted car vlogging. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a better day than me. Oh God, please be having a better day than me. You know, if you're the type of person to like say a good word into the universe, I'm not above asking for it. And we'll keep you posted with whatever ends up going on.